Venice, Italy, a floating city of more than 100 islands in the Adriatic Sea. I'm Brian DeRosen, and this is the story of my 2 days in Venice. I arrived mid-afternoon by Rail Europe with the cooler temperatures of autumn. Off the platform and through the double doors, I was immediately struck by an ocean air breeze. Just a few steps further, and I was welcomed to one of the most unique cities myself and other visitors will ever find. The first question is, where's my hotel? The second, how do I get there? I learned quickly that GPS in Venice is useless. These streets are so narrow and winding, you'll just end up running in circles. So I went old school and used what's called a map. Looks like my hotel is 1.5 miles away. So I have 3 options: water taxi, walk, or swim. I'm actually lugging my heavy-ass suitcase to the hotel. It looks like about a 25-minute walk, but I'm not going to take a taxi. I'm going to walk through the city. It's on the other side. Wow. First impressions are, this city is floating. It is breathtakingly beautiful and unique. There are no streets and no cars, only walkways, water, and boats. Venice has 150 canals and 400 bridges, and I'm sure I carried that damn suitcase across every single one of them. And oh yes, it is crowded. 1 hour later, I arrive at my destination, the Hotel Cavallero. And yep, that's my room on the corner. Sweet! Inside, my room is small but cozy. I won't spend a ton of time in here anyway, but this view is amazing. Just a few steps away is the city's most popular site, the Piazza San Marco, also known as St. Mark's Square. Home to the famous bell tower, the Campanile, standing 325 feet tall, and the exquisite Basilica di San Marco, built sometime between 1063 and 1094. If this image looks familiar, it's because this is the most famous bridge in all of Venice, the Rialto. Crossing the Grand Canal, it connects the districts of San Marco and San Polo. From every angle, it is beautiful and inviting, and I was fortunate to arrive at sunset. That's enough sightseeing. Who needs a drink? I do. So I pulled up a seat and shared a few pints with the locals. Check out this view. I expected Venice to be charming and all, but I had no idea it was this romantic. All right, I'm drunk, whatever. Let's get some food. Welcome to Michelin-starred La Colombina. On the menu is filetto di branzino, a fillet of sea bass with a baked zucchini crust. And yes, I saved room for the Venetian strawberry cheesecake. Good morning. Day 2, Venice. Got a good night's rest. Opened up my balcony windows and something interesting happened. So, the streets have flooded. Just a little bit anyway. Should make today quite the adventure. Welcome to the lake known as St. Mark's Square. This happens about 100 times a year, which explains the growing puddles of water last night. But believe it or not, I was lucky. Just 1 week after my visit, it flooded again. Only that time, the water rose to a level of 6 feet. Fortunately, the Campanile bell tower was open, so I rode the elevator to the top, and this is what I saw. Floating red rooftops, cathedrals and bell towers, gondolas and ferries, all surrounded and divided by water, with snow-capped mountains in the distance. What a beautiful city. Unlike most of my travels, I didn't really plan much or set an agenda for my time in Venice. I do have a few spots I want to check out tonight, but otherwise, I'm just gonna walk around and get lost. I'll tell you what's not cool about Venice. People. Everywhere you go, people. Baby strollers, dogs, old people. Every language you can imagine. The Cool place to be, but if you don't like crowds, not for you. By early afternoon, the floodwaters have receded, which allowed me to visit some other sites, including the Gothic Italian church, Santa Maria Gloriosa dei Frari. Speaking of church, this is a highly recommended bar that I'll be visiting later tonight. In preparation, I grabbed a canal-side table for a little Italian vino. With the arrival of nightfall, I stumbled into this cool exhibit from Bruno Catalano and picked up a few souvenirs and carnival masks. I then joined more locals for the European tradition of pubs, pints, and football. On my way to dinner, I got lost in the maze and couldn't find a bathroom. 1 hour later, al pante sorto. Me, you're gonna kill myself. This beef tartare and homemade pasta were so delicious, it was worth all the trouble getting there. My last stop for the night, Il Mercante Venezia, the coolest bar in Venice, with what looks like a dinner menu. Unique and delicious cocktails are served in sequence as starters, main course, and then dessert. In summary, Venice is a city like no other. The canals, gondolas, public squares, and cathedrals are all part of its charm. But it's more than that. It's an Italian city that captures one's imagination, heart, and fantasy. In the end, what I'll remember most is how poetic and romantic Venice truly is. I'm Brian DeRosen. Thanks for watching.